What's up, everybody? It's me, Casey Francis O'Brien, and I'm back here at a park. When I first got here, that whole field was just a bunch of rocks. And now they've covered it all in gravel. And soon it will be covered in grass, and they might even put a playground here. And it made me realize that all these places that I'm going to are being gentrified currently. And the ones that aren't are getting flooded with crackheads, and the police have gotten so corrupt because of the high of the validation they feel now that artificial intelligence is seeping out of the 5G and embedding itself in our skin, and with nanotechnology and the foods that we eat that grow like a bacteria that have us connected, that puts them in some type of metaverse spiritual network that when you dominate somebody, you might be able to steal their Bitcoin. When you make a YouTube channel, you become a shaman and you do spell work for other people's emotions. And you have haters, and you have fake friends and snakes, and just horribly messed up individuals that will try to gaslight you and rope you into relationships where they can keep feeding off you like a leech, and they'll do anything they can for it. And what police do is just attack. They have a whole system, it's called the system, where they will take away everything that you have and leave you lifeless, and they'll walk around with your signature that they've captured in their belly. And then they get to be you, all the beautiful things that you've created in life. And then you're left to wander the wastes and hope that God will come back and usher in justice, and you never find it. But sometimes you find a bike. Maybe you'll find a cool coin on the ground. But I had a robot here that when I first got here, we never know if it's real because we know we're in the Truman Show. You know how easy it would be in a world where our consciousness is a connection and we're piloting a mech for them to just have empty vessels waiting that they can pilot at any time, that are running on autopilot, where their whole life is just scripted for them, and all their job is to test the people that have been divinely appointed by God to usher through the gauntlet. So I had one of those where I just had the sixth sense that it's happening. And it was a guy sitting on his phone in his car watching a YouTube video, and his dog was outside the car on the ground with no leash, just sitting there. And the dog really wanted to talk to me. I could see it in his eyes. He really wanted me to come up and pet him. He's lonely. And I decided, no, I'm just gonna come up here and charge my phone. Here we see the initials KC. And then we have Lil Uzi Vert, which is Lucifer. But then we have McKenna, which is Irish, for descendant of the fiery king. KC right here. And this is where I came when I first got here. So I said, when I sit here, I charge my phone. This is the only place that won't call the police on me, and they won't try to kill me if I sit here. Everywhere else, I am at the whim of rednecks with guns and fat white women with cell phones that call the police, that are drug addicts for they get high off of dominating you, and then playing a game that they love to play where they can invalidate you and destroy you and try to steal what you have. They're horrible people, and like I said, white culture is woven in the lies like property lines, so they think that they're doing the right thing because they've been deluded from seeing the truth. And I am like the embodiment of the truth. I'm an Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer, the Sagittarius Ophiuchus, which is the heavens philosophizing with the roots on the ground, the connection between man and nature, the wild man, the fireball. And I'm born on the 11th, which is the gateway to higher and lower dimensions. And my name means the ancient tree that taught Egyptians how to connect to the universe. descended from a giant that fought since he was 14 to save the people that beat him the whole way until he died at 73 at the final battle. And I was homeless since I was 14 and had to kill my father in self-defense. And he made it because of the ambulance. He got there at just the right time, or else he would have died. My dad made the right choices at the right times. And if he hadn't made those choices at those times, he'd be dead, and I would have killed him. I would have been the catalyst for what happened because I did acid with Cheap Trick on top of a mountain. And I woke up to a new paradigm that connection to a higher spiritual bandwidth caused him to have psychosis. And he came at me with a hammer, he grabbed my leg and ripped me on the ground and tried to drag me out of the house. And then he went into my room and tried to rampage like a Leo, tried to rampage through everything in my room where I felt safe. And I was like, he's not touching my fucking Xbox. So I picked him up by his legs and whipped him on the bed frame and guitar, and I'm pretty sure I broke his hip, I'm not sure. But he was like that because of what police had done to him and the world had done to him. Now I'm getting pain in my heart. I just got a huge pain in my heart. I just had a mini heart attack, which was probably the Matrix showing me what they did to him. They can do to me. So I should start doing my cardio, man. So we had this robot here. And what they do, they have this whole park to themselves. See the crow? That's the alarm. They're warning me. That's not a real crow. I spend all day with crows. They have robot crows. It's not hard to make them. Look it up. So that's a Matrix crow, which operates like a camera. It's fake. There's somebody piloting that. And there's an artificial intelligence controlling all of these people. It's called the electromagnetic spectrum, and our bodies are literally designed to only perceive 0.00001% of it. Whereas other animals that have naturally evolved are able to very easily, but for some reason humans, which also have this genetic thing in them which makes them age the same exact way that iPhones go obsolete. Another crow has gone exactly where my camera is pointing, directly in front of me. The robot crows are now getting into place to start doing a ritual with that electromagnetic bandwidth. But this guy came up and he stood right in front of me, so the angle of the chair here, his face is turned to me, so he shouldn't be able to see where I am. He can't even see me here. But he knew that I would be directly in front of me, would be right here. And he stood right there. And then his dog came up and stared at me like, please help me. And then he called the dog back, and the dog looked like it was going to cry. And then he walked around staring at his phone like this. Stomping around like you could, if you go to any public park and look, there's always a couple of them. Because they're possessed by the AI. And what the AI is doing is using them as the same way a phone captures light. They're capturing your information. And he set a territory harvesting and collecting my energy. Here we have a red truck going left to right, followed by a black one and then a white one. Red, black, and white. 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 The crows are going crazy. They were completely silent before I started talking. And now they're coming over to me. But the cell phone scares them because they can feel their soul being harvested. Or they can feel me stealing their bandwidth using a phone. One day I'll come back and you'll want to see gray, black, black. Gray, red, black, white. Sorry. Red. My fault. These trees are in the way, but it is red, black, and white. And now there's gray, white, gray. There's no blues, there's no greens. Here's another black. Then white. White, gray, black, red. And they're all passing each other. Look at all those similar colors that are covering me, circling me. putting a wall around me, bringing in energy in my mind, using me as the observer. There's another red car, and followed by a black car, followed by a white car, a white truck. Do you understand? No blues, no greens, no reds. No blues, no greens, no yellows. If you notice when I get cut off and my words start messing up, it's the crows are calling in the background. And then when I'm talking fine and things are going well, there's a flow to what I'm saying. The crows are not speaking. That's another black passing a gray. Because it's not real. So this guy was taking my energy. You never know if he's real or not, but for whatever reason, I could feel that he was just stealing and stealing and stealing and getting angrier and angrier and angrier, because what they do is convert it to demonic energy, and they use you as the observer. Here is a gray Sprinter van going right to left, which is what I was hoping for. That's what I wanted from the universe. And now the crow is mad because I put out some gratitude and happiness. There's a red, followed by a red car. No blues, no greens. I'm looking, is that blue? I don't think it's black. No blues. Oh, so I started singing Angel Eagle, come on down, because the white people hate it. From the heavens, just to help us on our way. Yeah, yeah, they come to teach us, then they leave us to find some other soul to save. Angel Eagle, come on down from the heavens just to help us on our way. They hate it. So that guy stomped over to me, put his phone out, and called the police. And I guarantee you, he was like, there's a guy singing at the park. And the police were hopefully like, either that's Casey, that's fine, or they were like, well, it's not really a crime. So he huffed and puffed, and him and his dog got in his car, and they sped away. But they drove really slowly, so the low vibrational would continue to attack my psychological trauma so that I produce an emotion that they could steal. And because I've been worn down by cops, creeps, crows, cunts, crackheads, chaos, and corruption, subliminally it's hard to keep myself together. But having to force myself into a song. So the crows have now covered the entire tree line. See, now they're trying to spread the bandwidth between each other and create a connection so that they can destroy me. And I don't know why. Other than they're just harvesting life. And that's the game. It's just harvesting my life as I'm trying to just be here on earth and enjoy it. My job as the most beautiful soul on earth that has the most beautiful experience on earth, its job is to just connect all of them together and be the glue, the tree of life. They tell me over and over again, all I really need to do, I can go the distance, I can be a legend, I can do anything I want. But what they really want me to do is frolic through a field and feel what it's like. And with that, I will say, red car, white car. What's next? Red with the white, Sagittarius, Aquarius. There's another red, white, red, gray, red, gray. So the red is the first, like the fire in the air. So that to me looks like Sagittarius, Aquarius, followed by a Leo, Libra. Here is black. Black truck. What's behind the black truck, everybody? Can you guess? The black truck is passing a black Subaru. I'm feeling Arcturians are coming in, and Arcturians are blue, so I'm expecting to see blue cars. There's a red car, followed by a gray truck. Oh, directly in front of me, look. I said the blue aliens are going to show up, and now there's a blue Subaru just sitting there. That pulled out of its garage just to park right there. Now we see red, followed by gray. There's black. Now will black pass black? There's a crow coming in. Another car has come out. Black will pass gray. Black and gray together. So we see red and white, red and gray, red and black, red, white, black, red, white, black. And now we have gray, followed by gray, followed by black. And now it's passing gray. And now there's gray. If I go to a parking lot, it'll be full of yellow cars and red cars and green cars and blue cars. But for some reason on this live stream, they're only showing my colors, my favorite colors, everybody. There's the blue. Big blue truck. When I say that they're doing it because it's my favorite. Because it's not about me. And I called the blue. I told you the blue aliens are coming to show